Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. So today I'm gonna do sort of like a Halloween look. I did actually try filming this yesterday. I bought a bunch of stuff to actually use in this look. Like if you watched my haul video, I bought like face cream makeup stuff and like these like purple eyelashes and stuff. I tried it out yesterday and none of it like worked. Like none of it worked. Like, I tried doing it like 3 times. Like I tried making it work and it just didn't go well. So I thought I'd do something today. Okay, so I'm going to start by priming my face like I normally do, using my usual e.l.f. Blemish Fighting Putty Primer. I've really used this. Yeah. So I'm going to take my Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer, and I'm going to use this. This is in the shade C1, so this is like really light. I say really light, it's the perfect shade for me. And I'm just going to use this to prime my eyeballs. And the funny thing is as well is that I actually washed all of my brushes last night, because obviously I tried doing this makeup look. So I just got stuff on them. So I was like, oh, I just washed my brushes. None of them have dried. So I'm just gonna have to use like brushes that I like never use. But it should be fine. I'm sure I can make it work. So I'm just gonna use palettes that I already have, like I mentioned. I'm mainly gonna use, I think, this one. This is the Revolution and Imagination eyeshadow palette. Because for this look as well, I wanted to do sort of like the contour, kind of like purplish greyish, so I think that a lot of these shades will work. So that one. I've also pulled out this one from Colourpop, the Bye Bye Birdie palette. It's quite an old palette, but this has quite a lot of like deep purples in it, which I might be able to use. I was thinking more sort of like this one, like that's quite nice. And then just in case I wanted it, I also pulled out my new Sunkissed Ultraviolet Brights eyeshadow palette, because this again has like purples and blues in it. So yeah, I'm just gonna sort of see what happens. I'm gonna start by taking this shade, which is sort of like a mauve shade. It's called Pinky Promise, and I'm gonna start by putting that sort of just like in my crease. I feel like this will give me quite a good like a contour colour. I'm gonna wing it out a bit as well, because it's sort of gonna be like a, I think sort of like a glam corpse bride, and if I was a glam corpse bride, I would want it to be winged out. So who's decorated for Halloween? Because like anytime I go out, I love looking at like the Halloween decorations and the Christmas decorations. Like that's like one of my favorite things to do. But in our area, and we live in a pretty sort of like suburban area, like there's like a lot of kids around here. There's not really a lot of people that have decorated. And more importantly, have you carved a pumpkin? Because I've seen a lot of people that have just bought like they've bought like loads of pumpkins and just put them outside their door, and they haven't carved any of them. Whereas me and Cam have carved our pumpkins. We did it a few days ago. We had a lot of fun doing it. I'm gonna dip into this shade here, which is called Trying It. It's like sort of like a dark purple kind of colour. I'm just gonna focus that here. Using a different brush, I'm going to dip into the black, which is called Limo in this palette. I think I'm just going to use this palette. It makes it easier, doesn't it, than having like different palettes. I'm just going to like deepen this outer part. Like that. Okay, so now I have something like this, and I need to figure out what I want to do. I actually do think I want to dip into this palette. This is my Sunkissed Ultra Violet palette, because I have this shade which is kind of like a greyish purple that I really like. So I think I'm going to use that, but I need a brush. So I'm going to dip into that. I actually think I'm going to spray it as well, because it's quite like chunky. So I'm going to dip and spray. Just using my Misguided Super Fix. This is actually nearly run out. So and we'll see if this, oh, it definitely makes it better. So I'm going to kind of use this to do sort of like a half cut creased kind of thing. Okay. Then to give it that extra sort of like wow factor, because it is for Halloween, I'm going to use a glitter. I have a couple I could use. These are both from W7. They're the Metal Flash liners. So I have the silver one, which I could use, but I think I'm going to use this one. This is like an iridescent one, so it has like green, purple, loads of different little flecks in it. And I'm going to use it to draw a line just like around the cut crease. You've probably seen like 100 million people do this. So it just gives a little extra something. So for the face, I think I'm just going to pick like the palest shades that I have and use them. Because as I mentioned, initially I wanted to use like the white cream face paint to make it look super ghostly. But that's not going to work anymore. So yeah, I'm just going to pick the lightest shades that I have. Obviously, I'm super pale, so I have quite a lot of light shades. So out of all of them, I would say that this one, the Conceal and Glow, is the lightest. But this is actually like my favourite foundation right now. This is the Technic Luminous Glow Demi Matte Foundation. So I think I might actually just use this, maybe mix in a little bit of that if I need to. Yeah, this looks like it might match my shade a little too well. So I do think I will mix in a little bit of the Revolution one just because I think it's a bit lighter. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of this Revolution Conceal and Glow. This is in F1. I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on. Apparently, onto my brand new jumper as well. Does anyone know how you can get foundation out of clothes? Because I just got it on my brand new jumper that I got from that Primark try on in the fit rooms video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it up here. But it's this Chicago Bulls one, which I've now got foundation on. It's only a small amount, but I just know from past experience that it just stains like a bitch. Okay, now I'm going to go on my concealer, which again is the Revolution Concealer and Define Infinite Concealer. And let's blend this. This Revolution Conceal and Glow foundation I actually really dislike by itself. I really hate sort of like the way it sits on my face. Okay, so for powder, I'm going to use this. This is the Technic Soft Focus powder. I actually really like this powder, but it is kind of like a finely milled white HD powder. So I think if I sort of like put enough of this on, I do think it will also like lighten my face. So that's what I'm going to do. So again, I want to use the Imagination palette, and I think I want to mainly use this to start off with. And then I probably will use a little bit of the Try On It one as well. Let me have a look. Yeah, I think that's the main palette I want to use. So I'm going to just try and dip my brush into that Pinky Promise shade. Trying to be careful to not pick up anything else because there's like a bright pink on the other side of it. Okay, so I just contoured my nose, and I'm just going to take this brush that I used for my eyeshadow to just blend it a little. So this still has some of like the darker eyeshadow pigment on it, and I want to blend this into the front of my eyeshadow. I probably will make it a bit like less intense. Then I'm going to take the Trying It shade, which is this one, which I got to be careful because there's like a black right next to it. And I'm going to use this to sort that bronze. So kind of like where the contour is, but just like a little bit higher than it. I'm starting at like the back of the cheek, so like if it's a bit too much, you know, it's not like everywhere to start off with. I'm also going to dip this directly like straight into, I think maybe this purple. So like this shade here, I'm gonna like dip like straight like that, pick it up, and then I'm gonna just kind of like stipple it a little bit to kind of give sort of like a mottled kind of like bruisey strangle effect. Then I'm gonna dip into a little bit of the black and just use that as well to just sort of add a little bit of like depth to it. I'm also going to take a little bit of the black, and I'm going to use that right back here. Take my sponge and just dip over this, just dilute just to diffuse it a bit more. Okay, so I think I'm going to quickly work on the bottom of my lashes, I'm just going to take the black, I think, and just run that underneath. And then I'm just going to use a black liner. I just have this one from Essence. I'm just going to use that to tightline my upper lash line and my what's it called, waterline, the waterline thing. I'm also using this just under like where my lashes are as well, just so that it doesn't look like funny from that bit, from the waterline to the lashes. I don't even know what I'm saying. And then I think I'm just going to take my little smudge brush quickly just to smudge this. What are you guys moaning about? Okay. I don't know why, but I kind of actually want to do like some little fake freckles or something. I just feel like it'd be cute. I'm just taking like an eyeliner brush that I have. And I'm gonna dip into the Pinky Promise shade. So this one. Just do it to the most natural way. Take my sponge and just do it over. Cute. Now I need to highlight. So I'm going to use my Sofx Revolution palette. I don't really have a brush. I'm going to use the purple shade, I think. This one, like the lilac shade. I tend to normally actually really like this shade. I never used this brush with it before, so we'll see. I'm actually going to mix in a little bit of that pink highlighter as well. It's like right next to it. I'm sure it'll look a bit better once I actually like mix them, like sort of like blend it in. And then I have like a little fan brush and I'm gonna dip in. This just completely broke, great. Then I'm gonna dip into the lighter shade, which is this one, with my fan brush. Just sort of put that on a little top of it as well, and kind of like try and blend this a little bit. I'm gonna quickly go ahead and do my eyebrows. I think I'm gonna do them kind of like a purplish black, I think. So see how that goes. I'm just mixing the two shades down here, trying it in limo, and I'll see how it goes. And then I'm gonna use a bit of brow gel. I'm just gonna use my NYX brow glue because like it's clear and it's like my favorite. So I apologize about the light, and I just had to close the curtain a little bit because the sun got really intense. But I just did my brows quickly, and now I'm gonna spray my face with some setting spray. And today I'm gonna use the Poundland Makeup Gallery It's Showtime 2-in-1 Prime and Fix spray. This is the dewy version because I just think, like, I already have like little specks of glitter on my face and stuff, so I think that glowy is the way to go. And this is super glowy. It doesn't really give you like little shimmer particles on the face, but look at that, lovely and glowy. So I'm going to do some mascara quick. I am going to just use the Primark Aqua Lash because I can, I'm nearly out of it firstly, and also I can get it really close to my lash, so hopefully it doesn't mess up my makeup. But firstly, I do want to dip back into my Bright palette and put the purple shimmer on my inner corner as well, so I just need to find a brush. So I'm not wetting it, so it will be like a little bit, like it's not going to be as intense, but I want that. I don't want it to look like exactly the same. Why I wait for my mascara to dry, I'm going to quickly do my lips. And I'm actually going to use a lip liner today because I actually kind of have one. I have this one by Steve Laurent. It's in the colour Vogue, and it's like this deep purple. I never normally use lip liner, especially not this one. I got it in a glossy box, but I just figured I'd use it because it's like a dark purple. So I'm gonna underline the bottom just a little bit. underline, overline. This lip pencil kind of seems to be like shedding like a dark colour. I don't know why. But that's the outline. I actually kind of like the way I did it today. It looks pretty good. So we'll see how I mess it up. So I have this lipstick. This is from Poundland. It's the Makeup Gallery All About the Pout Colour Moisture lipstick. I have it in the shade 30 Oslo. So it looks like this really dark purple, but it doesn't go on like full opacity, so it's not that dark. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just taking a brush just to sort of like blend this. Okay, so now I just need to apply my lashes, put on my little headband thing, and I think I'm done. I think so. So my lashes, I'm using the same ones that I used the other day. I just have them on here. These are those Poundland ones, the ones from I don't remember the name, but I used them in like my last makeup-y video. Okay, so I couldn't get those stupid lashes to work for some reason. They just like, I guess they had dried funny and they just would not stick. They just weren't having any of it. So instead I'm going to use some of these. These are from Primark. These are the Easy Lash Natural False Eyelashes. And although they say natural on them, they're like way more intense than the actual like intense ones. So I just built up my mascara a little bit. And I'm going to apply some of these instead. Okay, I'm just going to wait for those lashes to dry, but I just applied one on the outer corners just to give it a little bit extra drama. I'm going to go with my lips, I think, with this. This is the Bratz and Revolution little crayon thing in the Yasmin shade. I want to see what this is like. Just my lips are feeling super dry, even though that lipstick is like a Colour Moisture one. I have another one from a different shade from that same line, and it's not drying like that, so... Now I just need to sort my hair out. Okay, so this is my finished Corpse Bride look. Yeah, I think it looks cool. I messed around with my hair loads, like I had it all forward, but then you couldn't see any of this stuff back here that I worked hard for, so I didn't really see the point in it. So yeah, that's like just one tip that I would have, like if you're gonna do loads of detail and stuff back here, make sure you're doing something where like your hair is up or your hair is back. Otherwise it's kind of like a waste of time. But yeah, this is it. Using like all the makeup that I already owned. Literally the only thing that is new is this, which was from Poundland. So it's really easy to like recreate this look if you like are looking for a last minute look. Look at that glitter. Obviously the sun has to come out for this last bit, yay. So yeah, let me know what you think down below, if you like it, and if you do sort of like this Halloween makeup, because I don't normally tend to do it, but it's super fun. So yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for hanging out with me. Give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you after Halloween. I hope you have a good one.